Hey parents, welcome back to TK's Diary, where we decode the teen mind and fight for the next generation. Let me start with a hard truth: hurt people hurt people. And sometimes, without even knowing it, the wounds we've carried as parents spill into our homes. Your teen's silence, their rebellion, their distance. It might not just be teen drama, it could be the echo of your own unhealed scars. But here's the good news: scars don't have to stay wounds. And in this episode, I'm giving you a healing blueprint step by step to move from hurt to healing. Because here's what I believe with all my heart: when parents heal, families heal. So stick with me, because this could be the turning point your home has been waiting for.
If you're a parent trying to connect with your teen, but it just feels like you're hitting a wall of conflict, you know how exhausting that is. Well, today, we are going to unpack a really practical roadmap for healing those bonds and honestly rebuilding your family from the ground up. And look, we have to start with a hard truth, one that can be a little tough to hear. This quote just gets right to the heart of it. A lot of the time, the friction we have with our kids, it doesn't really start with them. It starts with our own pasts, with the hurts that we're still carrying. But here's where the hope comes flooding in, and this is so important. Those scars, they do not have to be the end of the story. In fact, there's this incredible opportunity here for them to be transformed into a source of strength and connection for your entire family. Okay, that sounds great in theory, right? But how do we actually do it? I mean, where do you even begin when things feel broken? That's the big question we're tackling today, moving from the why into the really practical how. The answer is a simple framework called the HEAL plan. Just think of it like a blueprint, a step-by-step guide. And it's not just for you to follow alone. It's designed for the whole family to walk through together, to break those old patterns and build some new, healthier ones. So let's get right into the specifics of this HEAL plan. We're going to break it down letter by letter, starting with the very first and maybe most foundational step. The whole journey, it kicks off with honesty. Real, genuine healing just can't happen if we're all walking around pretending everything is fine. It has to start when we, as parents, decide to get real and model what authenticity looks like, not perfection. And you can see the shift so clearly here. On the left, that's our instinct, right? To project this image of perfection, like we've got it all figured out. But just look at the right, the move to authenticity. It's so powerful. Saying something like, I've struggled with anger too. I'm working on it. That isn't weakness. It's an invitation. And that's why it works. It's completely disarming. When you're real about your own struggles, you're basically building a safe harbor for your kids. You're sending a message loud and clear. It is safe to be real here. So once honesty opens that door, how do you actually walk through it? Well, that brings us right to the second step in the plan. Next up is empathy. And this is all about making sure our kids don't just feel heard, but that they feel truly, deeply understood. It's the absolute key to bridging that gap between a tense argument and a moment of real connection. I mean, just look at the difference here. Our gut reaction can so often be that question on the left. Why would you do that? And it immediately puts them on the defensive. But shifting over to the right, to a simple, open question like, help me understand what you were feeling, that changes the entire dynamic. It's not a sermon, it's a shoulder. You see, empathy is like this secret ingredient that can transform a moment of friction into a moment of connection. It's the bridge that lets you walk over to their side and see the world through their eyes, even if just for a second. All right, so we've got honesty and empathy as our foundation. But to make this healing really stick, it can't just be a one-on-one thing. It has to become a part of your family's culture. And that brings us to accountability. The key word here, the one that changes everything, is together. This isn't about pointing fingers or figuring out who's to blame. It's about creating a new way of operating where everyone is responsible for the health of the family. This is such a huge mindset shift. So often, conflict feels like you versus me, right? And that's so isolating. The goal is to completely reframe it as us versus the problem. Now, all of a sudden, you're on the same team tackling the issues side by side. And when you start working as a team, that's what shatters that feeling of loneliness that so often comes with family conflict. You're not building a courtroom, you're building a culture of unity and shared responsibility. Which leads us to the final and maybe the most crucial piece of the puzzle. This is the glue. This is what holds all the other steps together. The final step is L for love and action. Now, this isn't about some fuzzy feeling. We're talking about love as a verb, a choice, a daily commitment. It's the kind of love you show through being present, through having patience when it's really hard, and through offering forgiveness again and again. This right here, this is what that unconditional love actually sounds like. It separates the person from their behavior. It sends this incredibly powerful message: your value isn't based on your performance. I am for you, always. And ultimately, this is the goal: to make the voice of active, committed love so loud and consistent in your home that it completely drowns out those toxic whispers of shame and guilt. That is a healing environment. Whew, okay, I know that was a lot to take in. So let's just take a second here and pull these 4 pillars of healing together. Let's recap the whole framework one more time. So here it is, the whole plan. Honesty is what gets you started. It opens the door. Then, empathy allows you to cross over to each other. It builds the bridge. Accountability is the commitment to keep moving forward together. It keeps you walking. And finally, love in action is what makes the healing permanent. It seals the deal. Now, this process is powerful enough just for your own family, but believe it or not, this story doesn't actually end at your front door. The healing that you cultivate inside your home can create a ripple effect you might never expect. And that leads us to a final, really powerful question to think about. What if the hard work you do to heal your own family doesn't just change your home, but it empowers you to become a source of hope for other people in your community? What if your story could help set somebody else free? That's something to think about.
Parents, healing isn't just about you. It's about your teen. It's about your family. It's about breaking cycles so the pain stops with you and doesn't get passed on. Remember this: scars can tell a story of survival, or they can open a doorway to healing. The choice is yours. So here's my challenge this week. Pick one step from today's healing blueprint, just one, and practice it. Don't just hear this episode, live it. Because when you heal, your home heals, and when your home heals, your teen thrives. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next, where we take it even further: the family blueprint, how to break cycles together. That's the episode that could rewrite your family story. So hit subscribe, share this with a parent who needs hope, and remember, this journey isn't solo. We're walking it together. This is TK's Diary, and I'll see you in the next episode.